I'm going to switch off of that. On to music. Welcome, welcome. For those new to my channel, welcome. For those returning, welcome back. This is the Pinarello Power. Rolling hills, rolling highlands, something like that. Not a lot of elevation gain, but still hard course. Lots of up and down. So I got Pinarello, obviously, because that's what gets chosen for you. Putting in my KDX 65 mil wheels. I feel like it is the perfect combination for stuff like this. And so I've got JD and JD-ROM, J-Dorm, however it's pronounced, in the race, live on his channel. Got him streaming from another one of my devices. And so, goal is to stay with the front group as always. On my new Elite G-Stow. Oh, a long lead in. Some familiar names, typical 6 o'clock group. Strong, strong guys. So I'm hoping just to keep up, stay with them. Ooh, using their anvil, take advantage, go a little faster downhill. I'm at 88 kilograms now. So I'm quickly needing more help.
All right. So this race is a lot of us staying in the pack on the hills, which, you know, really for me was a good demonstration as to why I need steering, because as you can see here, I end up on the front a lot, primarily because I'm trying to keep up with this front group, and so I don't want to end up in the middle of the pack or in the back half of the pack, because I have a tendency to fall off pretty easy. I'm also struggling to stay between gears, so I keep shifting back and forth between the same 2 sets of gears. One of them is a little bit harder for me to keep up, and the other one is a little bit too good, and I end up going off the front as I am right here. And you see I start to slow my cadence down a little bit to try and get into the middle, and then I end up on the right side of this pack. Now going up this hill was the first time that I kind of really saw that this group could split up. They definitely went real hard, especially that front group went real hard. Congrats to JD, who was on that front group and really made made me want to put that effort to catch up. I did not, my goal in this race was to keep up with the front group, so I put in the effort to bridge that gap, which I tend to do well. And here we go again, off the front group, and just off the front of the group, and kind of doing my best to stay where I can, but also trying to recover a little bit after that acceleration to bridge. And so just free flowing it here and kind of going back and forth. And again, if I had steering, I could have probably kept myself in the left side of the group a little better, and then push myself, and in that instance, push myself to the right a little bit. Stay in the bigger pack, the bigger part of the group, so that way I'm not in the wind as much, even when I'm inside the pack, so I get the best amount of drafting as possible. And so here I pushed a little bit harder effort. I had some momentum going into that hill, but I did not want to slow that momentum down. The pack kind of slowed down behind me a bit, and so I just kept going and eased up my pedaling a little bit so the pack can catch up, because I did not want to stay off the front. I didn't intend on attacking, especially not with 13 kilometers to go. I'm not a Pogača that can handle that kind of attack. And so again, just fighting to stay on the group, stay with this front group, and for me that meant just really staying towards the front half of the group. As you saw there, I kind of fell off the back and started sliding back a little bit, but pushed some efforts to keep going forward. And so the guys off the front there just pushing a little harder. And so knowing that coming up to this hill, I held on to my feather, enabled it on the back half of the hill, which kind of brought my momentum into the second part of that hill where it tops off, and then just keep going. And so I'm doing my best to stay here. I see the guy off the front, but I'm not worried about him at that point, because I knew that the pack would catch up to him eventually. That's kind of the theme of this race. Even though there's a couple guys that end up flying off the front, we still stay together. And so here we go again on the Breakaway Bray Hill, KOM, which I did a lot better this time around to keep up and make sure that I don't fall too far off the back with these guys, because they're putting some serious wattage. They're 400 or 500 watts going up this climb. And so again, I let my momentum push me to the front of the race, and going through another lap of Rolling Hills Highlands, which is such a beautiful stage. I do like the way this stage plays out, and just a little bit of it's not easy, but it's not tough either. With these rolling hills, you can use your momentum. You don't really have to change out of the big ring in the front, so you can use your momentum to carry yourself over the tops of these hills, and then keep that momentum to stay on this group. And so that's what I've been doing this whole time, and just focusing on staying in the front group, even though my heart rate basically stayed in the 170s the entire race, in 180s, which is almost max. Now towards the end, I did see that my heart rate max basically was higher than I think I've ever had it. I've gone into the 190s before, but you'll see at the end how high my heart actually gets. So again, here just trying to stay with the front half of this group. Another guy pushing off the front, and this time I see a couple other guys that look like they're going to want to push the bridge, and so I made the effort to bridge that gap and just essentially towed the entire group with me, because I knew if that person went off the front, I felt like they were going to go, like they would have taken off. And I wanted to not only stay with this front group, but aim for a top 10 finish, because at this point I'm thinking like I could do it. Like I could take some of these guys on a sprint if it came down to that. Because I don't ride this course often enough, I don't actually know where the finish line is, so that this whole time I'm thinking, let me just stay with this group. I'll put in the kind of efforts I need. Here we go again up this steep incline, and so I push hard to get up to the front of the group and really kind of make my mark on that climb, and just make sure that I'm off the front, so that way I don't fall to the back and let the group catch up to me, which helped me in this instance stay towards the front of the pack. I knew I was going to make it to the line with them. And now that we get to the Breakaway Bray, I realized this is where the finish line's at, and I struggled with this climb before, and so I knew that if I was gonna make it, I was gonna have to push hard. So here we go, guy off the front pushing hard, and I didn't realize it at the time, but if you look at my heart rate is maxing out. So I'm looking at how to put hard effort off the front of here, to try and keep up with this group that's starting to pull away, but my legs just could not take it. I was out of steam, so my goal was to try and stay. I was in 11th place right now, flopping between 11th, 12th, 10th. So I'm trying to get that top 10 finish, and just come up a little bit short. I didn't realize. So this guy that's coming up behind me just really pushed the momentum hard. I was doing my best to keep up, but just did not happen for me. I was out of steam at this point, but I stayed with the front group, which again is my initial goal. Came in 11th place. Super excited for how my performance did.
God.
And there you go.
Oh my God. Brutal.